episode of Off The Script, number 153, part number 2, for your Saturday, January 21st, 2017. I got news on Kurt Angle. Will he be the one to go one-on-one with AJ Styles at WrestleMania 33? And will Kurt Angle be involved in Smackdown Live storylines moving forward? Also, WWE and Triple H have now confirmed that there will be a women's tournament taking place this summer. Also, longtime star Michael Cole of Monday Night Raw may be leaving television very, very soon. Also, Kevin Owens, will he be the one to challenge The Undertaker at WrestleMania 33? And what is WWE thinking about with Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho and that feud moving on into WrestleMania 33? All this, plus so much more, right here on Off The Script.
JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off The Script. Big Show and Ryback, Strowman and Roman. Get off my fucking TV and save me the misery. And all you fucking goons, just grab a cold beer. The man of the hour is finally here. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off The Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off The Script.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Off The Script. This is number 153, part number 2 for your Saturday, January 21st, 2017. I want to thank everybody that has viewed the podcast this weekend already with that big story we talked about yesterday about Vince McMahon and WWE becoming very desperate with Roman Reigns, trying to get him over at WrestleMania 33 and making him a top priority over making WrestleMania great itself. They're all worried about what to do with Roman Reigns, and that is what they are concerned with most this WrestleMania season. We talked about that. We talked about the Randy Orton situation. So if you guys missed that video, link will be down in the description below, and it'll be in the video with an on-screen annotation. I want to thank everybody as well for signing up for the PayPal Rumble, man. You guys got literally till Thursday to sign up for the PayPal Rumble, and then that will be it. The closing of the PayPal Rumble, and we will have a live drawing on Off The Script next weekend, right before the Royal Rumble. Several people are going to win fucking t-shirts, man. So make sure you guys are right here for PayPal Rumble if you guys want to enter. Link is down in the description below. $10 entry fee, and you'll be added to the already vast list of names. I also want to thank Audible.com for sponsoring the podcast this weekend. They are fucking beasts. If you guys have Android, if you guys have iPhone, iPad, whatever you might have as a mobile device, all you got to do is download the Audible app, man, and I'm going to give you a 30-day free trial of Audible.com. 30 days to try the service out, and what that includes is one free audio book, man. If you guys want Off The Script to listen to on top of something else, you got a vast variety of wrestling books right at your fingertips, man. Over 180,000 audiobooks to choose from if you guys are interested in wrestling, if you guys are interested in any other sports, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, sci-fi, you name it, man. It is on Audible.com, and you can take it on the go wherever you go. So 30 days to try the service. Download one free audiobook. If you end up canceling the service, you get to keep your audiobook, man. So it's free of charge. It doesn't cost you a dime to try the service out and get your free audiobook today. All you got to do is go to audibletrial.com/offthescript, man. That's audibletrial.com/offthescript, and you're going to get yourself 30 days to try the service and one free audiobook. Take advantage of that. I did, and I'm going to listen to the death of WCW, man. So make sure you guys check that out and take advantage of audibletrial.com. So thank you to everybody that signed up for that. Let's get into the news, man. I am excited about this episode. We're going to talk about Kurt Angle. We're going to talk about Triple H and the women's tournament. We're going to talk about this Kevin Owens rumor that seems to be picking up steam as well, on top of the Roman Reigns rumor, all revolving around the Undertaker. So we're going to talk about that, plus Michael Cole leaving Monday Night Raw. What do I think about that, and who do I think should be the new voice of WWE? We're going to start off here with Triple H. Triple H confirms that there will be a women's tournament that will take place on the WWE Network this summer. It's been rumored for months now that Triple H is getting ready and planning a women's tournament. Triple H has now confirmed it will be doing a huge women's tournament later this year, which will bring in some of the greatest female talent in the world to crown the best of the best. Like with the Cruiserweight Classic, WWE will most likely use a few WWE NXT stars, with the rest being non-contracted workers from all around the globe. The CWC, the Cruiserweight Classic, was a massive success, so much that WWE even brought back the Cruiserweight Championship after almost a decade of it being non-existent. Women's wrestling has gotten very popular in the last few years, and that could be due to the great material we saw from NXT, with the birth of the Women's Revolution down in NXT with the 4 Horsewomen and TNA Wrestling. WWE gave us great women's wrestling last year and have already begun trying to give us great material in 2017. All this being said, we all heard of a women's tournament, so clearly everyone wanted to know if WWE was really going to do it and go along with it this year on the network. It does appear like those plans are to bring it in by the summer. Triple H spoke to Fox Sports Wrestling Compadre Slamcast and would confirm everything on their podcast. He was specifically asked about it due to his wife, Stephanie McMahon, bringing it up a lot at recent shows. Triple H had the following to say, and I quote from Triple H on Fox Sports Wrestling Slamcast. So that's another one of my big kind of passions, is to go do that, a women's tournament. And we're down that road a bit of, it's a harder thing to do now in changing the landscape. I feel like sometimes in WWE, like, Tuesday, I'm like, okay, so this is where we're going to go, right? No changing it, yes? Okay. On Wednesday morning, you have to call, and you have calls, and it's like, we're not doing that anymore. So you look at the landscape and how much has changed in the last year. NXT takeovers are now attached to our big 4 pay-per-views, which is a great fucking move. Raw and Smackdown have split brands and have pay-per-views of their own, but there's more pay-per-views. When you look at the big calendar of where do you want to stick an event, that's changed. And you have to look for the space where you like it to go. Do it here. No, that's not good. You have a holiday, right? So it's really been a process with the women of us and finding the right time and space. This one worked out great with the little gap before the Rumble here to fit this tournament in, and doing it for a shorter time frame and doing it live. He was speaking of the UK tournament. So they found a perfect little gap right in between the New Year and the Royal Rumble to fit it right in. So the women were probably going to do this summer, and that's what I'm hoping. And a lot of women performers just reacted when I said that. But that's the plan anyway. And again, much like the cruisers, it's to go scour the globe and maybe find the girls that are out there doing this that no one's ever heard of, that no one has ever seen, that are like these diamonds waiting to be brought up. And let's see what they can do and entertain people with the tournament and let them be exposed to this new talent. And at the same time, just massively increase the opportunity and the talent pool for us and for everyone, really. It appears that the summer of 2017 will be the time period, but let me rephrase that. But one does have to wonder if the CWC will also happen again this year, or if they will make it a bi-yearly event with the women's tournament happening this year and the Cruiserweight Classic returning in 2018. Clearly, tournaments do very well in pro wrestling, and WWE does the tournament aspect incredible. Like we've seen with the Cruiserweight Classic, phenomenal. Some of the best stuff, if not the best programming on WWE television in 2016. the UK tournament, if you guys missed out, you missed out on a great fucking tournament, especially day 2. I recommend, if you got the network, to watch day 2. Those guys killed it in day 2. Nigel McGuinness and Michael Cole were very good on commentary. The crowd was fucking phenomenal. You got a bonus match of Neville and Tommy End. It was just a great day 2, man. It was like a mini pay-per-view on a Sunday afternoon. So make sure you guys go check that out. The tournament aspect in WWE, they do it brilliantly, and I can't wait to see this actually unfold as well. Clearly, tournaments, like I said, do very well in pro wrestling because it's about who is the best. You know, who has enough to advance, and what are they gonna do to win this entire tournament, man? You have to have a great build, and you have to be a great athlete to last in these tournaments, man. So it's just something that I really, really like, and I would love. I've been proclaiming that I would love if WWE brought back the King of the Ring. You know, have that be a big pay-per-view in the summer, but they don't want to do it. They won't bring it back. Vince McMahon just doesn't like that aspect, and Vince McMahon felt that tournament aspect, the King of the Ring, was old. It wasn't modern enough. So he got rid of it. New Japan Pro Wrestling has had great success with them as well, and their company has been made primarily due to them. It's quite difficult to do multiple tournaments like the ones WWE's put on. It takes months to do, and there are only so many people that can do the job of scouting for each tournament. If there are too many, then you have an issue of oversaturation. Meanwhile, if you have just enough, then you run into a good position where you do have the interest of the WWE fans. Triple H wants to make sure the WWE Network is filled with a lot of content, as does Vince McMahon. However, you have to be smart with it at the end of the day, and too many tournaments can be bad. It remains to be seen if WWE will go with the Cruiserweight Classic as well this year, but now the focus is on the women's tournament this summer. The question now is, who will participate and what will they get if they do indeed win the entire tournament? So that is what the next big questions are going to be. Who's going to be in it? WWE, we can probably guess a few here and there. There'll probably be some NXT talent that takes part in this, like a Ember Moon or a Nikki Cross or something like that. But as far as what they're going to get, what the winner is going to get of this tournament, I think it's too early to tell right now. I would say maybe a contract to NXT, but that seems a little dull if you're going to compete in a tournament of this style and of this magnitude. I don't know what you could get, man. I honestly don't know what it would be, you know. It can't be another women's championship. Maybe just a trophy. Maybe a trophy and a contract to NXT. Maybe a number one contendership for a women's championship. I don't know, man. We have to see what goes on. I'm sure Triple H has a great vision for this, and he's not going to let us down. If it's anything like the Cruiserweight Classic, it's going to be a fucking success. And, you know, we might be tired of women's wrestling on Monday Night Raw. We might be really, really down in the dumps about what Raw is doing with Charlotte and Sasha. We enjoy what SmackDown is doing with the women. Now they got Mickie James. Alexa Bliss has been a pleasant surprise. Becky Lynch has played her role as an underdog babyface very well. Yeah, they seem to be doing it very well on SmackDown, and they seem to be doing it better than Monday Night Raw, to be perfectly honest with you. But if you guys are really souring on what the main roster is doing and what NXT is doing now with the women's division, being that their roster is now depleted, this is going to be your escape. This is going to be your escape for the summer, man. If you're tired of everything that the main roster is doing, this is going to blow you away. If it's anything, and I expect it to be, if it's anything like the Cruiserweight Classic, if it's anything like the UK tournament, it is going to be a fucking unbelievable couple of months to break this thing down, man. And please, for the love of God, make sure it is in Full Sail University. Please. I want it to be in Full Sail. The intimate atmosphere is what made the Cruiserweight Classic so fucking great. It really was. You know, honestly, when we all started the tournament, we were like, you know, it was taking a little bit to get into. But as that tournament went on, Gargano and Ciampa set that whole fucking tournament on fire, man. That was the igniter in that entire tournament. Kota Ibushi, we've seen him for the first time. That round 2 and on, man. That round 2 and onwards was just fucking phenomenal, and it did not stop. It did not stop, man. We seen many match of the year candidates come out of that tournament. And I could honestly say the same thing for this, man. It's not going to be match of the year for WWE with the women. But when you're talking about strictly the women, we will see some of the best matches all year within this tournament. And I can't wait Triple H is going to do a phenomenal job, and I trust him completely to present this in the same way he has with the others, and it's going to be great. Not only for the company, not only for the network, but for us fans. Something to look forward to, and you can't ask for anything better than that. Michael Cole. Michael Cole might be leaving WWE television very soon, within the last year. The wrestling world has learned to live without Jerry the King Lawler at any of the announce tables for WWE. Well, the next longest running commentator may soon end up disappearing as well. Michael Cole, who has been the voice of Monday Night Raw, may soon end up leaving the WWE television program entirely and taking on a backstage role to do different things with the company. The world of wrestling from WWE has been called by a lot of different voices and talents. For a very long time, though, one name has been what many fans hear in their heads when watching wrestling at all, and it is because Michael Cole has been around for what seems like forever. Unfortunately, it may not be that way much longer. PW Insider, by way of Yahoo News, is now reporting that Michael Cole is looking to transition away from WWE television, but he won't be leaving the company. Cole is looking to take on more of a backstage role and possibly even train the future announcers of WWE programming. Now, there are a number of announcers on WWE's payroll, and some already have a lot of experience in their current field. JBL and Tom Phillips are on Tuesday nights, but it doesn't seem as if one of them would be ready to take the lead on Monday Night Raw. JBL is more of a color commentator, and Phillips, while very good on NXT, is not a lead role for Monday Night Raw. There is Mauro Ranallo, who is the lead guy on Smackdown, and isn't entirely out of the question for him to move to Monday Night Raw and take charge and become what I think is long overdue and be the voice of the WWE. Recently, it was revealed that Jerry Lawler would be taking Ranallo's spot and calling the Royal Rumble, and he was very, very gracious and professional about it. I don't know about that. I would rather Ranallo call it, to be perfectly honest with you, but I'm not going to bitch and moan. It's going to be Corey, it's going to be Michael, and it's going to be Jerry the King Lawler. I'm okay with that. You know, I'm a Mauro Ranallo mark. I think he's fantastic. I love listening to him. I learn a lot also while listening to him, which is why I enjoy his commentary as well. And I try and take what I hear from him when I see him call a wrestling move and I see him just tell the story in the ring. I try to incorporate that into what I do with Ring of Honor, not with Ring of Honor, I wish, with House of Glory and you know, any other promotion that I'm going to be calling in the future. It's going to be great, man, because I am learning day by day by watching guys like Ranallo and learning from listening to a Jim Ross call even matches now, you know, that he does for Access TV in New Japan. So I love the way Ranallo not only excites you about the product and excites you about the match, but I also love that you also learn from Ranallo as well. But I'm not going to bitch and moan. I think Corey Graves and Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler will do a very, very good job with the Royal Rumble. Still a lot of faith in Ranallo, or the WWE has a lot of faith in Ranallo, and could end up moving to Monday nights in the future. But there is another name that keeps popping up. Wrestling Inc. is reporting that it is possible that Michael Cole could end up training recently hired Nigel McGuinness to end up replacing him on Monday Night Raw. Nigel McGuinness recently joined WWE to call the WWE United Kingdom Championship Tournament, which was a huge hit for the company. Cole and McGuinness worked very well together, and it would not be surprising to see Triple H move the very popular former Ring of Honor star on one of the main shows. Another option to replace Cole would be Corey Graves, who proved himself as a commentator on NXT and quickly moved to the Raw table. He has been there since the summer and could easily be the voice of Monday nights in the future. I don't like any of these ideas. Michael Cole has been with the WWE for 20 years now, and for a long time, he has been the featured voice of Smackdown after he debuted in 1999. In 2008, he was drafted back to Monday Night Raw, and he's been there since, but it may not be for much longer. It isn't entirely known if announcer training is the exact backstage role that Michael Cole will be taking on with WWE when he leaves Monday Night Raw, but it makes a lot of sense. Cole can really help the guys like Graves, McGuinness, and even Byron Saxton improve their skills and learn the full ways of calling WWE matches. If Michael Cole does end up leaving Monday Night Raw, there will likely be a lot of shifting around at the announce tables. It is possible that Cole could end up grooming Nigel McGuinness to take his place in time, but Corey Graves has already proven himself worthy of being the primary guy. Of course, there's Mauro Ranallo who could be moved from SmackDown Live, but that remains to be seen. Either way, Michael Cole's time on WWE television seems to be very limited, but his time with WWE is far from over. Simple solution. Corey Graves is not a lead guy, okay? Nigel McGuinness is not a lead guy, okay? This is what you do. Mauro Ranallo is a voice that does not come around often. Some of you might not like him. Some of you might think he's overbearing. My brothers even make fun of him at times, that he gets too excited over something that really shouldn't emit that much emotion, but that's how invested he is in the product. Mauro Ranallo would inject Monday Night Raw with energy that is, god fucking damn it, so needed on that show. Michael Cole is, I'm not going to say he's a bad commentator. I'm not. The way he comes off is bad. The producing of the announcers on Monday Night Raw is terrible. Okay? I don't know if that would be the same for Mauro Ranallo on Monday Night Raw, being that Vince McMahon is more hands-on on Raw than he is on SmackDown. So some of the stuff that Ranallo says or does on SmackDown might kind of get swept under the rug with Triple H and everybody else being a little bit more involved than Vince McMahon. But still, everything goes through Vince McMahon anyway. If he didn't like something, he would say so, and he would end it immediately. So I don't know why Monday Night Raw is so much more overproduced and SmackDown feels so much more natural. That's what I don't want to happen. But if you need Mauro Ranallo to do the job, he's absolutely more than ready, more than qualified to take over a position that Michael Cole had fucking incredibly big shoes to fill. And he never fit the mold of what Jim Ross left behind. WWE got rid of Jim Ross. Nobody knows why. Nobody knows exactly why they got rid of him or why they wanted to replace him. Even now, he's still better than everybody they got. So I don't know why you would take away probably the best voice in all of professional wrestling, who calls matches, who made Monday Night Raw so memorable for you. Why you would get rid of him? Because he doesn't fit the mold of a youthful commentator that you're looking for. Who cares? Who cares? Jim Ross was the best at what he did. So if I was Bobby Cox of the Atlanta Braves, back when they were winning pennant after pennant after pennant, would I take Greg Maddux out of the fucking rotation? Would I take Greg Maddux out of a baseball game when he's up 4-0? Would I take him out in the 5th inning when he's got 9 strikeouts, no walks, 60 pitches under his belt? Would I go to the bullpen and take Maddux out of the game instead of letting him finish, which is probably going to end up with 13 Ks, total about 90 pitches, not even breaking a sweat, and then he'll be ready to go 3 days from now because he didn't overwork himself. He schooled literally everybody on that Florida Marlins team. Am I going to take him out in the 5th inning and go to the bullpen and use up my reserves? Of course not. Why would I do that? Why would I take out my best guy and put in a fucking bum who is inexperienced? It makes no sense. Michael Cole never fit the mold of what Monday Night Raw needed. Never. Michael Cole was very good when he was with Taz. Very good when he was with Taz. I didn't mind him. And maybe at that point, WWE wasn't overproducing announcers like they are now, but he was more natural. Michael Cole sounds absolutely fucking scripted, produced, and it just doesn't sound organic. It doesn't sound organic. Now, Mauro Ranallo, will he suffer the same fate? I don't know. I would hope not. But WWE has Mauro Ranallo, who could be, and in many people's opinions right now, is the voice of WWE. He is the voice of WWE. He could be that adrenaline. He can be that injection Monday Night Raw needs to just amp it up. You need a voice to get over that talent on Monday Night Raw. If Ronaldo was calling the action, I tell you right now, I would be just a little bit more invested in Monday Night Raw than I am right now. So what do you do with SmackDown? Tom Phillips is more than capable of filling in on SmackDown next to Otunga, who shouldn't even be there to begin with. It should be two-man announce teams. It should be Ronaldo and it should be Graves on Raw, and it should be Phillips and JBL on SmackDown. That's the way it should be. Otunga should be in the back doing interviews or something. Enough of these fucking broads who can't remember their fucking lines. Otunga should be doing backstage interviews, just like Tom Phillips was doing. I believe we've seen the NXT fucking ring announcer on Monday Night Raw conducting interviews in the back this week. Why can't that be David Otunga? Why can't that be Byron Saxton? I don't understand. Ronaldo and Graves should be the team on Monday Night Raw. Now, I know WWE is not going to move away from their infatuation with three-man booths, so we're going to have to get used to Byron Saxton sitting there like a fucking dope who adds nothing to the commentary team. We're going to have to get used to David Otunga sitting there on SmackDown adding nothing to the commentary team. We got to get used to seeing Percy Watson add absolutely nothing to the commentary team on NXT. Tom Phillips, JBL, David Otunga on SmackDown, Byron Saxton, Mauro Ranallo, Corey Graves on Monday Night Raw, and then you got Tom Phillips can do NXT as well. Tom Phillips can do NXT as well. And you know what you do? You get rid of fucking Percy Watson, who adds zero to the commentary booth, and you put Nigel McGuinness. You put Nigel McGuinness on NXT. You put him next to Tom Phillips, and that's your commentary team for NXT. As some people might say, well, Nigel McGuinness should be on the main roster. Okay, well then get rid of David Otunga and put Nigel McGuinness on SmackDown. That's all you gotta do. So this is an easy solution for WWE. If Michael Cole steps away and is no longer on Monday Night Raw, this is easy. Corey Graves is not a lead guy. He is absolutely picture fucking perfect for color commentary. I would not change his role at all. Nigel McGuinness is not a lead guy at all. He is more like Corey Graves, but a little bit more knowledgeable. You know, he's not going to fucking be a heel commentator. He's a little bit more knowledgeable. He's going to tell you exactly what needs to be said, and he's going to tell a story in the ring. He's going to add more so than Byron Saxton or a JBL or a David Otunga. This is a very easy solution to fix. Hopefully WWE gets it right, but knowing them, they'll never get it fucking right. They'll end up putting Tom Phillips on Monday Night Raw. And I'm not going to mind that. I just don't think Tom Phillips is the voice of WWE. That's your flagship show. You need your voice of the company. Who's that going to be? Mauro Ranallo. It should be Mauro Ranallo. So it's going to be interesting to see what WWE does with the announced teams, which is a very, very vital part of the show. Hopefully they do not fuck it up this time. I don't know. Maybe with the draft we'll see Ranallo and someone switch roles. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that, but I will keep you updated on what they do with the announcers on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Kevin Owens will face The Undertaker at WrestleMania 33. This is the going rumor right now. On top of what we already discussed with Roman Reigns, I don't think this one is happening, but it is floating around out there, and I want to let you guys know, and I want to keep you guys in the loop of what is going on. WrestleMania plans for Kevin Owens may seem obvious at the moment with Chris Jericho, but it's been long speculated that WWE is planning Chris Jericho versus Owens for WrestleMania 33, possibly now for the United States Championship. Tension and animosity have consistently been teased between them for the last few months, so a rivalry between the two best friends seemed to be only a matter of time. The expectation heading into WrestleMania and the Royal Rumble, first Royal Rumble obviously, is that Roman Reigns will defeat Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship. As a result of the loss, something will cause a rift between Owens and Y2J, which will mean the start of a feud between Fastlane and into WrestleMania. However, it's also been reported that Jericho vs. Owens and that feud may be getting canceled, along with some other matches that have been cut due to WWE officials making some major changes to the WrestleMania 33 card. If that is the case, the role of both men for WrestleMania is unknown, but WWE could be planning a huge match for Kevin Owens that few people are expecting for WrestleMania 33. Until recently, the WWE believed that John Cena and The Undertaker was going to headline WrestleMania 33. That was already written in stone. It's been written in stone for months. People have been talking about it going back to Survivor Series. However, Vince McMahon canceled the match last week due to it didn't fit with his vision. And this was reported by Dave Meltzer. Apparently, WWE is focusing much more now on the future, and they didn't see the value of Cena vs. Undertaker and how that could help the WWE product after WrestleMania. Right now, WWE wants to create new stars. Oh, right now they want to create new stars. This isn't something that should be on their mind and in their mentality and on their shows on a weekly basis. Now they want to build new stars. Now you want to worry about the guys that aren't being featured. Wasn't this the reason for the brand split? It should have took shape as soon as you had that first fucking show. Clearly you haven't done that on Monday nights. Smackdown's been doing it. What has Monday Night Raw been doing? Oh, Roman Reigns. And now Roman Reigns is the top priority at WrestleMania. And fuck everybody. Unless your name is Roman Reigns, fuck you. That's what everybody's doing. That's what WWE's doing. That's what Vince McMahon is doing. So, Owens and Undertaker is a strong possibility. If Owens loses the WWE Universal Championship to Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble, and WWE officials really aren't planning for the feud with Jericho, then Kevin Owens could be the Undertaker's opponent for WrestleMania. It was reported a few months back that it was a strong possibility for Orlando. Aside from a few details, the report's prediction is accurate. Now, since WWE canceled Cena and Undertaker, everybody's been speculating about what the Undertaker's doing at WrestleMania. I reported that Vince McMahon right now is leaning towards Roman Reigns versus the Undertaker, and he will face someone from Raw. If it's not Roman Reigns, he will be facing someone from Raw and not SmackDown. Okay? It's not going to be Braun Strowman. That's already been debunked. But Finn Balor's name is also being thrown around as well with The Undertaker. Kevin Owens has been a top heel on Raw and in contention for the best heel in the WWE. I won't go that far. He was before he held the Universal Championship. Ever since he's been Universal Champion, his stock has dropped, but he's still great in the ring. He's been the Universal Champion since August and carried Raw into 2017 when WWE had every intention of handing the ball to Finn Balor. It's been reported that Owens has a great relationship with WWE officials backstage, so Owens being given a WrestleMania match with The Undertaker shows a lot of trust in him. WWE officials clearly have other plans for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania, but The Undertaker's match at WrestleMania is always one of the most important matches on the card, and rightfully so. Traditionally, the dynamic of his match has always worked better when he works with a top heel. That clearly isn't Roman Reigns. If you listen to the fans, yeah, but if you talk to Vince McMahon wants to believe that he is a babyface, and he is not. The man is fucking despised. Owens, and he will be despised, and he will be a heel going into WrestleMania, so if you're not planning on turning him, there's no reason for that match. Owens can carry the feud because he's brash. Like Sean's View, is he brash? I don't know. Owens carries the feud because he's brash and aggressive as a heel. He'd be able to match with Paul Heyman on the microphone and protect The Undertaker in the ring. He's also experienced in the ring to make the WWE Universe believe he could defeat The Undertaker. Kevin Owens may not walk into Orlando with the Universal title, but a match with The Undertaker at WrestleMania would cement him as a top guy in the company. I would love to see it. I just don't think this year is the right time. That's just me. I honestly think if, and we don't know. We're not going to know until that fucking bell rings at WrestleMania and The Undertaker's in the ring. We don't know who he's going to be facing. Okay? I honestly think Cena and Undertaker is the best matchup. Maybe they're saving it for New Orleans next year like I had stated on the podcast last week. I don't know. But out of everybody that's available right now, if you want to get funny with it, I think Finn Balor is a great choice for The Undertaker. I really do. And this would give Balor the perfect opportunity to turn heel himself and realign himself with Gallows and Anderson. You give those guys the rub, being with Balor. You make them feel more important. You pretty much resurrect their dead careers on Monday Night Raw right now. And you create new stars. You want to create new stars? There you go. Balor's coming back. He doesn't need to be a babyface. He doesn't need to be a babyface at all. The Demon versus the Dead Man. It sells itself. And it'll be a great match. And you can have fun with it as well at WrestleMania. So I don't understand why WWE wouldn't go with something like that instead of, giving us Kevin Owens or Roman Reigns or something like that. Those are useless. Roman Reigns, his career will be fucking finished. He might as well quit the business if he fights The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Kevin Owens, I would love to see it. I just don't think it's the right time. And I don't think this report is accurate at all. I think Kevin Owens either will be mixed with Jericho for the United States title or not. That's just the way it is. Kevin Owens might walk out of WrestleMania with the U.S. title. I don't know. Because Jericho's not going to be there. He already stated on his podcast. I was listening to the podcast he had with Omega in the segment before the interview. He stated that he's going to be going on tour with Fozzy in May. So he's not going to be with the WWE. April is his last month. Done. So I don't think it's the right time. I'd love to see it. But I'd rather see The Undertaker right now if the Cena match is canceled. Because that's my number one. If it's canceled, I would like to see Balor, Undertaker. That's where I'm going right now. Styles, I think there's something better for him lined up. Don't know what it is. We got to see. I'd love to see a Kurt Angle. I think Joe and Cena is going to be the top match that they're going to book for SmackDown. That's just my opinion for the WWE Championship. But they could make this WrestleMania fucking one of the best of all time. Will WWE do that? I don't have any faith in them. But we're going to see. I just don't think The Undertaker and Kevin Owens is the right time right now. Kurt Angle and AJ Styles. This is something people are talking about ever since he was announced for the Hall of Fame. People are talking about Angle versus Styles. Kurt Angle coming to SmackDown also for an on-screen role. The response to Kurt Angle's WWE Hall of Fame induction and return has been overwhelming. Unbelievable. But the WWE Universe still wants to know if this means Angle will be wrestling for the WWE in the near future or will he be at WrestleMania. Even if the future Hall of Famer revealed that he'd like one last match with AJ Styles, it's been reported that Angle and WWE haven't made the final decision on his wrestling future yet. Goldberg's recent return to WWE has been a shining example of a former WWE superstar coming back at the right time to have another run on WWE programming. Kurt Angle's accomplishments in the ring speak for themselves, but his history of injuries also presents an issue if he's going to wrestle in the WWE again. The WWE Universe has their hopes for the Olympic hero, the Olympic gold medalist, to wrestle at WrestleMania in a few months. The Royal Rumble seems a bit hasty based on Angle's response, and that WWE would likely have kept his return and the Hall of Fame induction under wraps if he was to be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble match. However, that does mean WWE officials haven't thought about Angle making his return to WWE television before WrestleMania. In fact, a report is claiming that he'll be back on television very soon. According to the report, Kurt Angle is expected to get involved in an on-screen storyline for WWE in one way or another over the next couple of months. With the brand extension, Angle could be headed to Raw or SmackDown. Other reports are claiming that he is far more likely to be headed to SmackDown because Raw is already stacked with big names like Goldberg and Lesnar, and now they're utilizing The Undertaker. Angle has already a lot of history with SmackDown, so it would make sense. During his first run with WWE, Angle was the SmackDown general manager for a brief time while he was injured. No one is suggesting he replace Daniel Bryan, but bringing him into the fold on SmackDown would be interesting if it were in a non-wrestling role. There is an option of becoming a manager, and he has shown interest to work with current SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions American Alpha in the past. However, the WWE Universe will continue to wonder if he will ever wrestle again. He didn't formally retire from the ring, but he can't do a full-time schedule anymore. Fortunately, this isn't an issue in WWE like it once was, or even a few years ago. WrestleMania 33 may be out of the question depending on Kurt's health, but WWE SummerSlam or WrestleMania 34 are very strong possibilities for him. Kurt Angle's return to WWE is so exciting because it's about more than just celebrating and honoring his accomplishments in WWE. There is a new generation of talent for Angle to work with and maybe wrestle someday. Angle could help develop the next crop of young talent at the WWE Performance Center. There's a lot of good that can come out of Angle and WWE working together again, even if he never wrestles for WWE at all. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Do I want him at WrestleMania? Of course I do. Because I am under the impression of making WrestleMania the very best it could be. There should be no better event than WrestleMania all year. I don't want to look back at 2017 and say, like I said in 2016, that WrestleMania was the worst fucking show of the year. How could you even utter those words? Why would you even give us the opportunity to say such fucking sin? I don't get it. Is WWE happy with the show that they put on last year? Now, I understand they were injured, but that's no excuse. They still could have put on a great show. And they went about it the complete wrong way. It's like they gave up. It's like they said, fuck it. I don't give a shit. Let's just put something out there. We sold 80,000 fucking 90,000 fucking seats. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? That's what they did. WrestleMania should be booked and treated as the best event all year. It should be the one event that no other event in your calendar year should be able to top. Angle to WrestleMania will ensure that that remains the same. Okay? AJ Styles, I'd love to see Angle versus Lesnar. I'd love to see Angle versus Joe. I'd love to see Angle versus Rollins. I'd love to see Angle versus Rusev. I'd love to see Angle versus Cena again. So many. So many. Cesaro versus Kurt Angle. Sami Zayn versus Kurt Angle. Kevin Owens versus Kurt Angle. You know? There's a slew of guys I'd love to see versus Kurt Angle. But at WrestleMania, if AJ Styles is realistically walking into the biggest event of the year without the WWE title, I honestly think he plays perfect into the AJ Styles storyline. They teased on SmackDown. They teased it on SmackDown that AJ Styles is upset with Shane McMahon. Because Shane McMahon came out and said, you know what? You're the WWE champion. You got John Cena to look forward to. But in February, if you're still champion, you're going to be defending that championship inside the Elimination Chamber. The Elimination Chamber is going to be for the WWE Championship. Now, if AJ Styles loses, I mentioned this on the podcast already. I mentioned this on my SmackDown review. If AJ Styles loses to John Cena at the Royal Rumble, which a lot of people are expecting him to do, being that it's 70,000 people at the Alamo Dome, and Cena wants the win to be big, or WWE wants the win to be big in front of a fucking sold-out crowd. If he does lose the title, WWE can play off the story that AJ Styles lost the title. He's due a rematch. These fucking rematch clauses. And Shane McMahon puts him in the chamber, but that's his rematch. He doesn't have to qualify to be in the chamber. He doesn't have to fight to be in the chamber. Whatever. He's in the chamber, and that's his rematch. And then he gets fucked anyway. He gets fucked over. Okay? So then he got a problem with Shane McMahon. Now, Shane McMahon, nobody wants to see Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles. That's the rumor. I reported it on the podcast last week. That's the going rumor right now. Nobody seems to be happy with that. If it does happen, I'm going to shrug my shoulders and move on. I think the dynamic could be there. I think it could be something special. Shane McMahon's never put on a bad match. I just don't want WWE to put another McMahon in a WrestleMania match just for the sake of it being a McMahon. You know? Vince wants Shane to be on the show. Why are you going to put Shane on the show and take a spot away from a paid performer? I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. Angle could fit right in that role. Shane could hire Angle to come back. AJ Styles proclaims that he's the best in the world. He's going back to Japan, blah, blah, blah. Out comes Kurt Angle, courtesy of Shane McMahon. You're the best in the world. Go ahead. Show me what you got. Show me how you're the best against Kurt Angle. There you got it. Angle, Styles, WrestleMania. Styles wins. And then Kurt Angle can hang around. I'd love to see an Angle versus Lesnar rematch. You know? That's got to come. We got to see that. And whatever else you want to do with him. Angle's money. I've been saying this for fucking most of the year, 2016. Angle is money. There is so much money in Kurt Angle coming back. It is not even fucking funny. So I think AJ Styles can play perfectly into the AJ Styles storyline if they want to give us that fucking marquee, cannot miss match that could be a match of the year candidate. Styles versus Angle at WrestleMania 33. I think the fans would absolutely fucking go batshit crazy over that shit, man. Angle, he will be in storylines going forward. It would be foolish for WWE not to utilize him on television. It would be stupid. But it's all going to be up to WWE. Do they want him back in the ring? Do they want to take that risk? Because you know how they are worried about his health. They are worried about him being injury prone. He will be doing some independent shows beforehand. Will he get injured? Will he come out of that okay? A lot of this is going into Angle. And a lot of this is being taken into consideration. So we don't know. It's going to be on WWE, but if they want to make WrestleMania the best show of the year, which they should be doing, I think Angle versus Styles is the money match that you need to book this year. WWE close to bringing IWC, I was going to say, Internet Wrestling Community, ICW, to the WWE Network so that the UK title can be defended. There have been rumors for months regarding the WWE bringing independent promotions to their WWE Network, and now those rumors could very well be coming true in early 2017, especially when it concerns using their new WWE United Kingdom Championship. We had an amazing tournament in the UK this past weekend that saw the crowning of the first ever UK champ, which ended up being Tyler Bate, 19 years old and absolutely fantastic to watch. Everybody was on his side by the end of the tournament. WWE clearly likes him. They gave him the title, but they are having an issue. How can he defend the title if there's nowhere to defend it? It would not make sense to bring it to Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. I hope to God not, considering there would be more UK wrestlers in the UK. Due to the need for a title to be defended, one could assume that WWE could be going with their UK brand show. But how much television does WWE want to produce during the year? I mean, that's just going to be a strain on everybody, hiring more cameramen, crew, getting a set, getting a building, getting a location, this, that. Oh, yeah, it's a bunch of shit going into that. Does WWE want to take on another brand? I don't know. We already got enough brands. We got Raw, SmackDown, NXT, 205 Live. Enough. I'm even getting to the point where I don't even care about 205 Live. I really don't. I just don't. I don't even watch it anymore. It's just too much. Raw, SmackDown, NXT. That's it. It's just too much for me. I have it on the network. I could go back and watch it. If I miss something, if something big happens, it is what it is. It's not going to be life or death if I miss 205 Live. This is not the case, however, as doing this will take WWE a bit of time to really put together. And not only that, a ton of resources. It is thought that it could be ready to go by the end of the year, but we cannot wait that long to have a new title to be defended. You can't wait all year. Nobody's going to remember it. Nobody's going to care. Of course not. This is not why WWE came up, or this is why WWE came up with a very, very good plan. According to Meltzer and PW Insider, so you got two sources here, WWE is planning to sign ICW to be a part of the WWE Network. ICW is, of course, a promotion inside the UK that is quite popular with UK fans. PWI says an announcement regarding ICW will be coming out soon. It is rumored the deal for the network could be anywhere between 2 to 3 years. This is significant for a few reasons. First, ICW will be the first indie company on board with the WWE Network. Second, they are more of an adult-themed company, meaning they do a lot of material that could be considered non-PG. WWE has old ECW material on the network, so it's not as if they are unwilling to put risque content out for the people to see. There are parental controls on the network, of course. However, most fans of the UK independent scene love the idea, but they also think that other promotions would be a good fit to add, including Revolution Pro and Progress Wrestling. Progress has developed some amazing wrestlers over the last few years and has put on some amazing matches despite being a young promotion. It is being said that not only will Tyler Bate defend the UK title in Scotland's ICW, but he'll defend it in the mentioned Progress and Ireland's OTT, Over the Top Wrestling. This is all being done for the time being while Triple H and William Regal prepare the big UK show to use the great UK talent they have available. They know if they can create stars in the UK while they get the show together, they can do well when the show finally does appear. This is why adding ICW is so useful to the WWE and their network. Having a place where we can see these great workers that will end up in the WWE for the UK show will work out really well. Not only will WWE be represented in the UK, but we'll also see ICW material. ICW is adult themed, and while they have calmed stuff down lately, they still put on adult content. It is also interesting to note that due to them being an independent company, they can bring in any stars that they want. That means people like Drew Galloway, formerly Drew McIntyre from WWE, could randomly show up on an ICW show whenever he felt like it. And WWE would have to allow it because ICW is their own business, and that won't change up their ways for the WWE. On top of this, other wrestlers from other companies, including New Japan Pro Wrestling and TNA, could show up there as well and subsequently be on the WWE Network. It'll be interesting to see what happens when and if ICW does make its way to the WWE Network. We obviously get the major reason why they're being added, but what helps WWE even more is that with the addition of one indie company, others might also start to consider coming on board. Before, it was a worry that some would not like the idea. However, with an adult-like show, with ICW being brought in, it might change some minds. I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. Whatever you got to do to make your vision the best it could be. Honestly. You get names, you get companies, you get these indie companies into the WWE on the network to showcase and operate as their own entity while you and your talent are a part of that show. You can pick and choose whoever you want and groom whoever you want from these companies. They're going to end up in the WWE anyway. It's going to be a feasting ground for WWE. Now, a lot of you guys might not think that this is a good idea because WWE is pretty much monopolizing and taking talent from these top promotions. But realistically, these are what the independents are used for. Independents have always been used to breed and groom talent for the bigger stage. So WWE is just bringing them on in. They're using them on the network to get not only their own talent over, to get this title over, but it's also going to be all eyes on different talent, and they're going to pick and choose who eventually is going to be future stars for the WWE. It's a brilliant idea. Absolutely brilliant idea. I love it, and I would love to see an adult-like themed company on the network, man. I want to see some hard-hitting action. I do. I want to see. I never heard of ICW before. I never watched ICW. I never watched any other show, Revolution Pro and Progress. I never watched. I'm hearing great things about them. It's fucking blowing up in the UK. I'd love to see brands like that come on board. And if this is a success with ICW, who knows, man? We could see the likes of, New Japan wrestlers, TNA. We could see Ricochet, Drew Galloway, all these guys that we would love to see in WWE anyway on the network competing. It would be fantastic, man. I think it's going to be a great time for WWE and its fans, and I think it's a great idea. Now, monopolizing the business, there's going to be fucking people who don't like it, but whatever the case may be, man, WWE is doing what they have to do, and it's a great vision. I trust Triple H and William Regal to do the right thing here, man, and whatever they got going on, it sounds exciting, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds. But that is Off the Script, man. Thank you guys so much for part 2. If you enjoyed, hit that thumbs up. Check out the links for everything that you missed. Off the Script part 1, where we talk about Roman Reigns and the desperate attempt to get him over at WrestleMania. Check out the Audible link. Check out the Gamefly link. Enter for the PayPal Rumble. Patreon.com. Barbershop Window. Slam Crate. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. You got the YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, please do so. More content to come all weekend. Thank you for everything, guys. I'm JD. I'm going to go relax. Have a great Saturday. Hit that thumbs up, and I will see you right back here on Sunday morning for part 3 of Off the Script. Take care.